Hello, everyone. I have the honor to be here and hinder you all from your weekend. But I hope we will have really good 15 minutes in the next few slides, or with the next few slides. I know a lot of people here are focused more on HR and people and so on. And for me, I'm only a sales guy. I do not have any experience in HR, so it was really interesting to hear what you have taught us. I will focus more on the transformation because we did, in the past 2 years, we did a great transformation in sales. And I want to just tell you a little bit more about the challenges we had in that journey. So we'll start with a short introduction to my person, who am I, what I'm talking to, and how I can contribute to that topic. After it, I will show you a little bit of the evolution in sales. That's really important to understand that because we have witnessed a big transformation in sales as well. And then after it, we will go a little bit into the innovation of sales and how you can empower your team and the people around you to be as motivated as you are for the whole thing. So why I think I can contribute to that topic. So I worked in different companies focusing on different sales approaches. So I worked for a big bank, it's, HSBC. It's one of the biggest banks in the world. And I learned a lot about slow processes and HR business partners and all the whole stuff you know from big corporates. Then I decided to leave that big corporate because it was too slow, it was too boring for me. I decided to go to a re-startup. So I changed my career to Visible, with a tech company, a traditional company, rebranded to a startup and focused mainly on e-commerce and online advertising. They had a great exit in the 2 years ago to Alibaba. So I learned really to scale. At Visible, we were focused on transactional sales. Transactional sales means a lot of sales, a lot of salespeople, but low revenues because we have low average amounts, short sales cycles. So you have to do a lot of acquisitions to get to your numbers. Then I moved directly to LeanIX. LeanIX is a tech company from Bonn here in Germany, one of the unicorns in Germany. So we had an exit to SAP. That was a really great story because we do not have a lot of unicorns in Germany. It was great to learn from LeanIX, and there it was completely different. We had the approach of enterprise sales. So no transactional sales anymore. We were focused on really big clients, so blue chip companies from the DAX, blue chip companies from Dow Jones. So at the moment, LeanIX is covering 80% of the DAX companies and 50% of the Dow Jones companies in the US. So the processes were completely different. We had long sales cycles, not really much or many salespeople, but really high revenues. Yeah, okay. And then I moved to portagon 2.5 years ago. And in portagon, when I started, they were a company based on transactional sales. So we had about 15 salespeople. We had a bell on the wall, and once a day there was a sale. And the salespeople, they just get up, go to the wall, and start ringing, and the whole company was clapping. Great, we had a deal, but the revenue was about 2,000 or 3,000, so not really a high amount. But it was great because you can ring the bell once a day. So it was really awesome. So my job was to transform the whole sales organization to enterprise sales. So we wanted to focus on bigger clients, save a little bit money because we do not need 15 salespeople anymore. So now today, I only have one sales guy in my team, and we are making more revenue than 2.5 years before with 15. So that was a transformation we did for 2.5 years. We made a new go-to-market, new use cases, adjusted our product a little bit, had more compliance changes and so on. So it was a really, really tough time for us, especially to convince our investors, because we are venture capital backed, to convince them to do a whole pivot and focusing on other clients and not having any proof. So that was really difficult. But what do you think, and just shout in your thoughts, what do you think was my biggest challenge in changing from transactional sales to enterprise sales? What do you think? Yes, letting people go was a really big challenge, yeah. What else? Great, great. And in the company, what do you think about the motivation of the people? The mindset. The biggest challenge was that the other departments outside of sales did not hear any bell ringing anymore. Because before, 2.5 years ago, they heard the bell ringing every day. And they thought, wow, we are a fast-growing company, isn't it? Yeah. And now they hear the bell once in a quarter, and they don't think about that we are making more revenue, because it's like Pavlov's dog. You have that ringing, and they thought, okay, we are growing. And now I'm not ringing with my sales team anymore in that amount. So what do you think? How I am transforming this to make the company more motivated? What are the ideas you have? More sales. Yeah. Do you think other ideas?
Some online bell system that everybody could see.
Yes, they see it. They are all in the office.
But I mean, online virtual way.
We do not have a lot of people sitting remotely, to be honest. But what we did is we splitted the sales process a little bit, and especially the after-sales process, we split it. So we ring the bell now when we close a deal. Then we ring the bell when the customer pays, so cash in. Yeah, it's really an important thing. And then we ring the bell as well when the customer is onboarded. So because we have 3 successful steps now in the whole after sales, and now the team is motivated again. So they hear, okay, we won a customer. Oh, he or she paid. That's a great thing as well. And then, okay, he or she will start using our software. So that's an interesting part for the IT and product management as well. So that's a short story about our company. And now for you, just to show you how sales in general transformed in the past 40 to 50 years. So we all started with knowing what sales is in the 80s when we had that cold outreach area. So we had really pure cold callings, aggressive sales tactics. People are going from door to door and selling you everything they can, like Tupperware or insurance and so on. And I hope everybody of you knows the character Leonardo DiCaprio is playing here is Jordan Belfort. And you can see in the movie Wolf of Wall Street how they worked past or back then. Another movie you know is Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. You can see Will Smith in his trainee program, how he grabs a list of leads and he's just calling. And he tries not to hang up, just not to lose time. So it was a race. In the 90s, we started with a relationship building era. Who knows who this beautiful guy is at the... Dale Carnegie, exactly. Dale Carnegie died in the mid-50s, but his approach was to have great relationships, which will lead to great sales and will help you to have a long customer lifetime value. Now a little bit more difficult. So 2010s, we have the data-driven era. Who's that? Someone said it? Mark Benioff, the founder of Salesforce. So Salesforce is if you do not know, Salesforce is one of the, or is the biggest CRM system in the world, and Salesforce has great things and established a market like Apple. You can have other add-ons integrated into your CRM. You can use the data you are having there to evolve your experience and make more analytics about your sales approach. But still, it's shit in, shit out. So if you cannot work on your data and the accuracy of your data, the outcome will be not that good as well. But to optimize the outcome, we have this beautiful sunshine here. So who is this? Yeah? It's Amit Bendorf. It's the founder of Gong.io. So Gong.io is another add-on which you can include in Salesforce, and Gong.io has the great AI-driven approach to help all the salespeople to bring the great data inside of Salesforce, so you have then the analytics at the end. So as you can see, we are evolving, and if one or if your salespeople in your company are still working like that, then try to help them. So if you want to be innovative in sales or in other departments, what I think is, or why this is really important, is because if you are in our market dynamics at the moment, you have to shift, because buyers nowadays, they don't want to buy from sellers. Because when you tell them you're a seller, then it's a little bit difficult. You saw Imgat told you at the end directly to warn you, I'm not selling anything, because the sellers are not in a positive aspect. So what you do as a salesperson today is you help your buyer to buy. Gen Z raises up, or they are grown up with all the digital buying processes. So when they start working, it's really difficult for them to understand, why do I need to talk to person right now? There is no advisor at Amazon or at Expedia or something like that. Why do I need to talk to someone right now? So what you have to do is to help the buyer to buy. So you will say, okay, this is the project plan you will need to implement the software or the product in your company. These are the decision makers. This is something you have to bring in your management meetings when you want to show them that the solution is great. This is our business case. This is the competitor using it. So you have to help them to buy, because buyers have really difficulties to buy in a big corporate when they want to have any solutions. And if you are relevant for your buyers, then you have the competitiveness, of course. Long-term success, don't need to mention that. But another thing which is really important, you cannot just implement Gong.io or Salesforce and then just think you are innovative, because you have to address key challenges. And if you do not have the key challenge like shit in, shit out in Salesforce, you do not need any Gong.io software or something like that. Then you are not innovative. Then it's only disturbing the salespeople to get to use new tools and so on. But how do you empower top talent? If you are innovative, then a lot of top talents will automatically come to you. And the great thing in this is that not only the top talents will recognize you as a really relevant player, also your customers and prospects. And that's a really important part, because if your team is motivated, they will tell, and their self-confidence will be there. And that's really important, because when you go to events like this, I'm today here, I have to be self-confident about our solution and about our atmosphere at the companies. So then you know, okay, these people are really innovative. These people are changing something in the market. And that's what we do. And when you have that achieved and the prospects are talking about you, then you can post anything on LinkedIn, and your customers and prospect will support this. And this is one of our prospects. I posted a picture of me and working for, or announced that event. And then one of my prospects just told us, or wrote, their portagon is a phenomenal success story, and it's all thanks to the brilliant and ambitious minds behind it, the two founders and me, and so many more. So that's the great thing. Peter Brodeser is the managing director of DWS, one of the biggest asset managers in Germany. And he has 25K followers on LinkedIn. So with that comment, he gave me free reach. And that's something, that's a new sales approach you can do nowadays, instead of taking the list like Jordan Belfort and calling all the people you have there. That's it. I hope that was okay, 15 minutes. And let's stay in touch, and we will have chat on the tables.